Welcome to Xewkija Tigers. We're with the head coach, Alexander. Before we start, can we get a quick update for your squad situation for your Monday game, fitness-wise?
Fitness-wise, it's fine. I have still, two players with COVID. Yeah, COVID quarantine. They don't have COVID, but they have to stay quarantine. I hope that one of them will be able to play on Monday, and the other one no, for sure, because he has to stay until Wednesday. And regarding the injuries, yes, I have one. He's still injured, but the rest is fine. I have one suspended guy now. He's available to play. I think we'll be fine for that game. Yeah. It's better than last game.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And he's still got a few games because it's a Monday night game. So
Yeah,
you've got a little bit of recovery time.
Yeah.
Okay, so coach, four games and 3 defeats. You've had a little bit of a drop in form. Is there any particular reason you think it was down to the injuries and the suspensions?
I wouldn't say like that. We have last couple of games, like I said maybe before, you understand that the real challenge is coming up, because we had first fixtures were good from the beginning. We had those small teams, that we passed and we won all of them. And I said last 3 games is going to be
Tough.
Challenging. We won one of the challenges against Nadur. I'm very happy about that, but my team didn't disappoint me this year. I told them, in fact, after the game that, guys, we did a great job after first round. We have 15 points. If you make another 15, it's a great result for us. Yeah.
So, your last game with Vittoria was quite hard. They sort of started off not fantastic as well, but all of a sudden they bring in a Brazilian midfielder, a big attacker who's obviously got a bit of talent. He's scoring the goals, and I think it really punished you in a way. That's when you've got the money to do it. Huh?
That it comes to the quality of the players. I was happy with first 25 minutes, and the first goal came from our mistake as well.
Correct.
It was a cheap foul, then the cross, loose marking. The second goal as well, the ball passed through the channel between the defender and the fullback, that. But like I said, our mistakes, and maybe I don't like to talk about referees. Maybe the striker, of course, will deserve to get a red card, so the game will go other direction maybe. Still, we came back 3-1. We had a chance on 3-1 to make 3-2, but like I said, it always comes to the quality. I said even before the game that for me, Hospus have one of the best players. I said it many times, not only once.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with the performance from my team. But like I said, if you don't make mistakes, like we didn't against Nadur, the result will come.
Exactly.
So we make a couple of mistakes and we got punished.
Coach, would you be, based on what we've always talked about, because we talked right from the first interview and sort of off camera now, we just touched on it about the youth. You have a plan here. This is the great thing about this club. You've got a long-term plan. In that situation, would you be quite happy to be in 3rd and 4th place by the end of the season and accept that and get on to the next season to develop?
Of course, my aim is always to be there, to win every game. But, it's difficult. But my players, they're giving their 100%. And that's how they're going to grow. That's how they're going to improve. And those kids, they're going to have 1 year of experience that other clubs won't give them, for sure. And that's why we are building up on them. And then it's up to them how they're going to perform, and we try just to get stronger next year. We'll see what players we need and what we can bring, and we try to improve every year. Like I said, the building up, it's a long process. It's not just a few months or 1 season. So we are planning to do it like in 3 years. We try to challenge again. Maybe not next year. Who knows? This year, how it was at the beginning. We were first.
You're right up there.
We are still are. But like I told you, we are not looking at the table. But what comes, it will be a big plus for us. Yeah.
Last question, Coach. You're playing a team on Monday that's probably quite down the dumps confidence-wise. They've only scored 1 goal. They've conceded 28. Yeah. It's a tough situation, but I'm quite sure that you still have your players focused and say it's still a game that we have to, we have to have this won.
These are the most important games now, and I think it's going to be more difficult than against Hospers, okay? Because this game we have to win, and then when you have to win, you have to play under the pressure. But still, like I said, we have enough points. I can rotate now. I can give chance to other players. I can change formations or whatever. I'm in good position that I can afford to do these things, even, against Xaghra. But I said, yes, they need the points. I think they will give their best. especially against us. They think they can win some points. It's going to be interesting game.
Coach, as always, it's a pleasure always to come here. We're always well received. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you at the game on Monday.
Thanks again.
Thanks, Coach. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. We're now joined by Johan Attard, who's the head coach, of course, for Xaghra. Before we start any questions, Johan, I'd just like to, how is your squad for the game for Monday? How's the conditions?
Yes, we just played a game yesterday, again the FA Trophy, and we had a very tough game, you know. So we have to see today. We'll do a recovery, and we have to see the situation of the players, if there are any injuries, you know. But I think nearly we are a full team, yes.
Perfect. It's never easy to interview a coach there with a team that's sort of towards the bottom, but we have to do it anyway. You haven't had a great start. Can you put your finger on that? In an easy, I mean, can you actually say why you think you haven't?
Yeah, I expected this situation, you know, because we are playing with inexperienced players. We have a very young team, so I could predict the situation. The confidence level of my team is a bit down at the moment because we're still trying to acquire the first 3 points. We were nearly there in some games, but you know, experience in football counts. To have 7 players playing for our team, which are still playing in the under-19 team, tells it all, you know. So that's the situation. But I still believed in them. I know that in the future they will have a very good squad because they are learning football. You know, we are trying to teach them a couple of systems how football can be played. You know, we start the build-up play. We can see our players doing the overlaps, transitional play. You know, they change the system, and the things we are doing in training, they are doing it at the ground. So for us, it's a bonus. It's a positive for us. You know,
it's all about just keeping that the belief that, you know, it's easy to drop your heads, but you have to say, look, we are a young squad. We know we're a young squad. We have a lot to learn from our coach and any other older players. It's just to try and keep them believing, because one win changes everything, as you know, as an experienced player.
Yes, exactly. That's what we are trying to instill in their minds, you know, and they still believe, because I tell them I still believe, and they will believe, and if we win the first game, it will get us a lot of confidence, even this team, and I'm sure we can still do it. You know, we can still, even though we are still without points, but a win will brings a lot of confidence for us.
That's going to be the next question. I mean, you are 1 win away from being 1 point behind the 2 teams above you. I mean, at the end of the day, you might be on 0 points, but the teams above you are actually only on 4. So a win, and if they don't get any more, you're right back in the mix again, because you did it last year. You managed to stay in.
Yes.
So it is still possible, and I think that's what they've got to understand and just fight for that, really.
Last year it was a different situation. We had the team had experienced players and 4 foreigners. This year, as I told you before, it's different. Yeah. But seeing the previous games, playing against Savina, we dominated the game. We could have won the game. Against Xewkija, first game, the same thing. Against Torretory, things didn't work for us. We had some players missing that game. We had some problems because of the COVID situation. We were 1 week lockdown, and then we faced the direct clash with Savina. Right. So, but we'll start the second round next week, and I think we can get some points, yes, and we can still make it, I believe.
Fantastic. My last question is then, you mentioned Xewkija, because I think the first game was 2-1, it was quite close, yes, right? Quite close, yeah. So they're coming up again, and actually Xewkija are coming into a period of actually only winning 1 after a very good, but they went through a good period for sure, and as we know, they have this fighting spirit, but they've only won 1 game in 3 as well, so they're not really in the best of form either, sort of coming into mid-table. So, you know, there's still chances.
Yes, of course. But I think Xewkija is a different team from us. They have 5 experienced players,
Yes.
and they make the difference, and they know because it's in football. But yes, they have some weaknesses as well, and we try to to take advantage from their weaknesses. We have to go there and try to win the first points. That's my instruction that I will give to my players.
Would you be fit yourself, or do you think you've got to sit this one out?
No, I had to play last time because, as I told you, against Hotspurs, we had 5 injury players, 2 suspensions. We were really struggling, but so I had to go and play.
Okay.
It's not going to be the same thing this time for sure.
Coach, I want to thank you really a lot for coming out and talking to us, and I can see you've got a great love of football and spirit, so these guys have got something to look up to. We wish you well at the weekend. We'll be there filming, so good luck, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thanks.